song called Right On.
Ever seen just down in 16 or 2 with eyes well and green. You ride the horse so well, man's right to the touch. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Right on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. When you're right into the night without a trace behind, and run your claw on my gut one last time, I turn to face an empty space where you used to lie. Look for the spark that lights the night through a teardrop in my eye. Right on, I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to. Right on, see you. I could never go with you no matter how I wanted to.
This is a song that I couldn't not sing. This song I believe was written by a man called Jim Page, and it was on Christy Moore's most recent album. It's a song called Palestine, and I believe it was written in 2002. So anyone who tries to tell you that this started on October 7th, play them this song and tell them the song was written in 2002.
Let me tell you a story, well, be quick as I can. It's terrible news from the Holy Land. Pictures of children etched in my mind, buried in the rubble beneath the fire at night. The Jews and the Arabs lived one and the same for 1,000 years, and then the Zionists came. They came like a river, came like a flood. And Al-Nakba was written on the walls in blood. Let's talk about settlers from far away. Let's talk about the dollars from the USA. Talk about the blast bomb, the bullets and the lead, the shadow of the jackboot hanging over your head. What can you do when they demolish your home, when you're all a tree, buried and gone? Do you dare to resist? Stand on the road with a rock in your fist in Palestine. In Palestine. They talk about peace like it's a moral obligation, but you'll never get peace under occupation. They talk about talks to the beat of the drum. It's been 70 years, the Nakba rolls on. We need to talk about the friends that we endured, the rockets and the tanks and the warships they dispersed. No wonder how it seems to me an undemocratic version of democracy in Palestine. In Palestine. Let me tell you a story. I'll be quick as I can. There's terrible news from the Holy Land.
This song probably needs no introduction, but it was written by Bobby Sam.
1803, we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry. For Australia bound if we didn't all drown, and the marks of our feathers we carry. In our rusty iron chains, we cried for our wains, our good women we left in sorrow. As the mainsails unfurled, our curses we hurled on the English and the thoughts of tomorrow. At the mouth of the foyle bid farewell to the soil, down below decks we will lie. Oh, Doherty scream poking out of the drain by a vision of the bold Robert Dunn. The sun had burned cruel as we dished out the crew. Dan O'Connor was down with the fever. 60 rebels today, bound for Botany Bay. How many will we dare see? Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Curse them to hell as our bow fought to swell. Ship danced like a moth in the wind. White horses rode high as the devil passed by, taking souls to Hades with wood. 5 weeks out at sea, we were now 43, buried our comrades each morning. In our own slime, lost in the time, endless nights without dawn. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Van Diemen's Land is a hell for a man to end out his whole life in slip, where the climate is raw and the gun makes the law. Neither wind nor the rain care for bread. 20 years have gone by and I've ended my bond. My comrades ghosts walk beside me. A rebel I came, and I'm still the same. On the cold winds and night you will find me. Oh, I wish I was back home in Derry. Wish I was back home in free Derry.
This one is a Christmas song of sorts. I suppose it is a Christmas song about the reality of some people's Christmas. It's a song by the Mary Wallopers called The Vultures of Christmas. I will be referring to my notes for a couple of these, so not exactly stuff in my head, but regardless, as I said, no one needs to think I'm any good to make a donation to a good cause. This is just whatever I could do to try and raise a couple of quid. So if you haven't already donated, make sure to throw a couple of quid, whatever you have, into the pot. As I said, it's for a very good cause. So this is the Vultures of Christmas.
On the telly show homestead, the fairy lights glowing inside. But when I hear my doorbell ringing, I look for somewhere to hide. Well, I know that the neighbours are talking, and I know what they like to say. That one has nothing to hurt him, now they're trying to take it away. 'Cause you can't pay the rent with a candle, and you can't build a house from a flame. You can't expect something for nothing, and you can't expect different from the same. Well, you better keep up your repayments, it's the bit they don't want you to see. Now I'm singing my daughter is troubled, but I know the real trouble is me. Too much wine, too much vodka, and now the tears are starting to run. 'Cause I won't see the face of my daughter when she finds out what I've done. You can't pay the rent with a candle, and you can't build a house from a flame. You can't expect something for nothing, and you can't expect different from the same. Christmas Day it was snowing, and the house was as quiet as can be. And the neighbours outside are still talking, saying how in the hell can this be? Now the daughter will stay at her uncle's, and the banks all have nothing to say. The vultures of Christmas, they got her, and she was buried on Stephen's Day.
Fighting men across like that.
Singing a song of the bravest men, that famous fighting unit from Ireland, from Crossmaglen. They're amongst the bravest Irons ever saw. In Crossmaglen, the fire burns through, the patriotic flame will never die. And when you hear the battle cry, it'll be the fighting men across the glen. Night air, the circles rolling, and the armor lights are heard broken. The IRA, their spirits soar, they know the reckoning has come down. Crossmaglen, the fire burns through, the patriotic flame will never die. man is out of British hand. We'll never rest until we see Britannia's rule driven from our Chucky across the glen. Across my glen, the fire burns through, and the patriotic flame will never die. When you hear the battle cry, it will be the fighting men across my glen.
This song is an original song I wrote today. It was inspired by seeing interviews of Palestinian kids. The interviewer asked them what they dreamed of, and they said things like, I dream of a chicken sandwich, I dream of eating shawarma, I dream of seeing my mother eating bread. One of them said, I dream of seeing my father like he used to be, or something to that effect. I also saw an interview of a 10-year-old Palestinian girl who just couldn't understand what she could have possibly done to deserve what was going on around her. Which of course nothing is the question she did, or is the answer. She didn't do anything, but a child like that, of course, they feel like they've done something. It was just the innocence of it. She wished she was a doctor so she could help her family and friends in her community around her. So yeah, those couple of clips, you'll see them on TikTok or whichever, probably if you look them up online, just Palestinian kids being interviewed. You'll see the videos I'm talking about, and yeah, they inspired this song. And as I said, it was only written today, so it's a bit rough around the edges and it's probably unfinished, and I haven't actually even got a name for it, but yeah, this is it.
I will see Mama eating bread, brother back from bed, really so detaining, break the sea. I dream of something sweet, to see my father how he used to be. Is it me? Did I do something to deserve this? Can no word not say? Is it me? Why is no one come to save us? But I know we'll never know defeat. I know we'll never know defeat. The school where I used to learn, it has fallen, it's been burned. My teacher I've not seen, he's under rubble, I've heard scream. Mama, what am I to do? trouble over you. For I am only 10, but so are you, and now you live through this again. Is it me? Did I do something to deserve this? Can the world not see? Is it me? Why has no one come to save us? But I know we'll never know the truth. I know we'll never know the truth. Is it me? Is it me? Is it me? Well, my voice is starting to give out a bit, so I hope that what I've recorded is enough, and I would be able to get to the goal. If anyone's still watching at this point and we still have a bit to go, please do throw a couple of quid into the pot. It's going to a very good cause. As I've said, no one needs to think I'm any great checks to donate to a good cause. This is just whatever I could do or try to do to raise a couple of quid for a really good cause. So as I said, please do, even if it's only a small amount. It does help. So thanks very much. It's an Irish Brigade song called My Old Man's a Provo. My old man's a Provo with a berry and a gun. I haven't seen him lately, sure he's always on the run. He looks so really trendy in his shades and DM boots. Far cooler than those other dads in ties and shirts and suits. Well, the Brits and police harass me each time that I go out. They ask me if I've seen me dad or if he's been about. I say mind your own business and just leave me alone. Yes, sure, the dirty bastards have no fathers of your own. My old man's a Provo with a berry and a gun. I haven't seen him lately, sure he's always on the run. He looks so really friendly in his shades and DM boots. Far cooler than those other dads in ties and shirts and suits. On RTE the other night a guard came on to say, please give us information about the IRA. He showed a Provo unit on security TV, and I know one was my daddy cause he stopped and waited me. Oh, my old man's a Provo with a berry and a gun. I haven't seen him lately cause he's always on the run. He looks so really friendly in his shades and DM boots. Far cooler than those other dads in ties and shirts and suits. Well, me daddy's got me worried now and I think he's going soft. There's a half a ton of fertilizer stored up in our loft. Are you gonna be a farmer, Dad? I asked him just for fun, but he said don't be an Egypt as the coffee grinder, son. Oh, my old man's a Provo with a berry and a gun. I haven't seen him lately cause he's always on the run. He looks so really friendly in his shades and DM boots. Far cooler than those other dads with toys and shirts and suits. Well, at Christmas time it's lonely cause Daddy's not at home. The Brits are watching everywhere, they've even tapped our phones. Last Christmas Eve they staked out all our windows and our doors. Then climbing down the chimney came a Provo Santa Claus. Oh, my old man's a Provo with a berry and a gun. I haven't seen him lately cause he's all ties and shirts and suits. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to join the provisional IRA. Well, me daddy's up in Longkesh now, and to me that's just not right. So I say a special prayer for him when I go to bed at night. Today it was his birthday, so I sent him in a cake. There was some pigs and the candles, he'll be out before I wake. Oh, my new man, the go away, the merry and it's good. I haven't seen him lately, sure he's always on the run. He looks so really friendly in his suit and heel boots. Far cooler than those other dads in ties and shirts and suits. Far cooler than those other dads in ties and shirts and suits. The song was written by Luca Bloom, Christy Moore's brother, who he wrote the song about the Irish immigrants who were forced to leave their homeland, and I suppose just as many Palestinian people were. So this song is for all the Irish people who had to leave their country and all the Palestinian people who had to leave theirs. So this song is called The City of Chicago. In the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. 1847 was the year it all began. The deadly pangs of hunger drove 1 million from this land. They journeyed not for glory, their motive wasn't greed, a voyage of survival across the stormy sea. To the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. Well, some of them knew fortune, and some of them knew fame, but more of them knew hardship, and died upon the plain. They spread throughout the nation, they rode the railroad cars, they brought their songs and music to ease their lonely hearts. To the city of Chicago, as the evening shadows fall, there are people dreaming of the hills of Donegal. 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 This song, I think was written by Christy Moore, I could be wrong. But it's a song called Scapegoats. He definitely sings it in it. It's a song for the Birmingham Six. Playing poker on the Haitian train. Fate was dealing them a cruel hand. Hugh Callahan was walking home through the evening not knowing what it lay in store for him. You'd find traces of nitro on cigarettes and matches, on four-mic tabletops and exit playing cards. When forensic they found traces on the hands of these men, the police drove up from Birmingham saying the case was closed. Have you ever seen the mugshots that were taken after 48 hours in custody? Battered and bruised on the looks upon their faces, they just accepted they confessed willingly. Please take another look at what you see. For if you tell me my family are being terrorized, keep me awake for 6 days and nights, confused and terrified. Well, in the lonely dark of night, I would swear that black is white. If you'd let me just lie down and close me eyes, I'll sign anything if you let me close my eyes. Scales of justice, balance up your act. Am I talking to myself or to the wall? You Callahan, Paddy Hill, Jerry Hunter, Johnny Walker, Billy Porrick, McElkenny, scapegoats all. For 16 years they were talking to the wall. This next one is an Irish Brigade song, written for Joe McDonald. I think one of the most underrated songs in Irish rebel music. It's a song called The Father's Blessing. Children's laughter, children's tears, childish joys of childhood years are just memories of our one happy home. It's not death that brings the pain, I would face it all again. But it grieves me so to leave you all alone. Do we ones still say they hear Daddy's name? Do they sadly ask you why I won't be home again? How hard it is to know I'll never see them grow. But let my dying ring for them better land. May they never know the fears that blight in my young years, nor the shackles that have bound my native land. May they see the joy in life and the cruel civil strife, foreign laws imposed by brutal strangers' hands. Do we ones still sigh when they hear Daddy's name? Do they sadly ask you why I won't be home again? How hard it is to know them grow. Let my dying ring for them a better land. Let them grow in love and truth. Let them blossom into you, guided by their mother's loving hand. Let them cherish Ireland's pride. For this Joe MacDonald. This song is a song called The Ballad of Billy Reid. It's one of my grandmother's favourite songs. She unfortunately passed away a couple of months ago. So I'll do this one for her. Sing you a song of terrible wrong, when the flags they flew at half-mast. For a man he lay dead, he was riddled with lead, and he died on the streets of Belfast. The radio said there's another shot dead, died with the gun in his hand. Didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, he died to free Ireland. Well, it happened one day when the bold IRA went out to fight for their land. And with an old Thompson gun, he'd the troops on the run to return to their home was their plan. The radio said there's another shot dead, died with a gun in his hand. It didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, he died to free Ireland. Well, returning the guns, Billy met British Huns when the fight had begun. His position was dire, and the gun wouldn't fire, so he died with that old Thompson gun. The radio said there's another shot dead, died with the gun in his hand. It didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, he died to free Ireland. Although he lay dead, he was kicked in the head by the hair they dragged him around. They still fear him yet, and they'll never forget how brave Billy Reid stood his ground. The radio said there's another shot dead, died with a gun in his hand. It didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, he died to free Ireland. If you think he was right, come and join in the fight and help to free Belfast. For the blood Billy shed, although he lays dead, in our hearts his memory will last. The radio said there's another shot dead, died with the gun in his hand. It didn't say why Billy Reid had to die, he died to free Ireland. This song was written for Bobby Sands. It's called The People's Own MP. sash. He gave everything in 1917, and the Lord Mayor of Cork, McSweeney, died his freedom to obtain. But never one of all our dead died more courageously. The people's own forever we remember him, the man who died in pain, so that his country north and south might be united once again. Aboard him is to organize and develop a movement strong. The ballad box, the Armalite music and with song. A poet and a soldier, he died courageously. Captivity. Poet and a soldier who died courageously. We gave him 30,000 votes while still captive. Let me tell you a story, I'll be quick as I can. It's terrible news from the Holy Land. Pictures of children etched in my mind, they're buried in the rubble beneath the fire and line. The Jews and the Arabs lived one and the same for 1,000 years, and then the Zionists came. They came like a river, came like a flood, and Al-Nakba was written on the walls in blood. Let's talk about settlers from far away. Let's talk about the dollars from the USA. Talk about the blast bomb, the bullets and the lead, the shadow of the jackboot hanging over your head. What can you do when they demolish your home, when you're all a tree, buried and gone? Do you dare to resist? Stand on the road with a rock in your fist in Palestine. In Palestine. They talk about peace like it's a moral obligation, but you'll never get peace under occupation. Talk about talks to the beat of the drum. It's been 70 years, the Nakba rolls on. We need to talk about the friends that we endured, the rockets and the tanks and the warships they dispersed. No wonder how it seems to me an undemocratic version of the democracy in Palestine. In Palestine. Let me tell you a story, I'll be quick as I can. There's terrible news from the Holy Land.
The nation is still weeping, the wounds they haven't healed. You've told us that we need you, you've had the truth concealed. Our freedom you've delayed, and our freedom you've denied. We've seen our bravest martyred, and we've seen the country cry. You tell us to keep waiting, should we wait forevermore? We'll march in the name of freedom and pound upon your door. You've tried to keep us down with the division that you've sown. We won't get our country your way, we'll get it on our own. No more, no more, no more delay. Promised token freedom if we died in your war, but the promises were empty and we'd heard them all before. Were the king's shillings sent home really worth the rise and pain? Did they get what they were promised? Do the problems still remain? No more, no more, no more delay. Thoughts turn to a solution, one free and sovereign state, where we won't have to fight you, for you do not dictate. We'll have freedom for the working class of every race and creed. Catholic, Protestant, dissenter will be free. No more, no more, no more delays. No more, no more, no more delays. No revolutionary movement is complete without its poetical expression. If such a movement has caught hold of the imagination of the masses, they will seek a vent in song, for the aspirations, the fears and the hopes, the loves and the hatreds engendered by the struggle. Until the movement is marked by the joyous, defiant singing of revolutionary songs, it lacks one of the most distinctive marks of a popular revolutionary movement. It is the dogma of a few and not the faith of the multitude. James Connolly.